think should happen moving forward, and that is to get George Zimmerman held accountable for what he did to a young boy who was unarmed. It was somebody's child, somebody's baby who is unarmed. What happened to him was an atrocity. He is our brother, and this courthouse, what it stands for, justice, freedom, and liberty. Yes, on Saturday, this courthouse let us down.
No justice! No peace!
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Let's start with the truth, because I like the truth, and I'm pretty sure all of you like the truth too. It's not only individuals like Zimmerman, it is also the whole system. It's this whole system that we all are part of.
True.
It's the system that praise and murder black people and other people and people of color, other people of color. And I ask this question because I have this question in my mind all the time. How many black, brown, and people of color need to die in this country at the hands of the system, at the hands of the cops, and at the hands of racist trash like Zimmerman wish to be a cop? How many people need to die? No. So how many people need to die so we all can have real justice?
No more!
No more!
No more!
But let's be honest, how can we have justice in a nation like invest a lot of money, and this is real, invest a lot of money in armament, in arms, in foreign wars, in invasion in other countries? You know, how we can have real justice in a nation who invests so much money in murder and death here in other parts of this world, and not in education, not in healthcare, not in providing for the citizens, not in providing for the people? How we can have a real justice in a nation like that? And also, something really important, how we can have real justice in a nation, and this is true, that has the highest prison population in the world. 2.2 million people in the jails of this country. 80% of the people are black men and brown men incarcerated. You know, a nation that built more prisons and less schools. How we can have justice in a nation like that? But you know what? The media, the attorneys, the government want you to believe something different. That they want you to believe that real justice has been done, and that we all should be happy, and we all should accept what that court in Florida said and did it. But there is one and only one way to achieve justice for me, and for a lot of people, for a lot of my friends, and for a lot of my cameras, and people that feel like me. There's only one way to achieve justice for Trayvon Martin, and for the many young African Americans that were murdered in the past, and for the many young African Americans, men and women that have been profiled, have been attacked, and have been killed because they were walking or driving, and because their color was they were putting a target for being of the wrong color. There's only one way, and that is to resist, to organize, and to rise up as a people. If we want justice for Trayvon, and if we want to confront racism, racial profiling, and the wholesale attacks on Euro color, then we must bring them. Then we must make it happen. There is no justice from Trayvon Martin under this system. Be prepared. What we have to say, all of us, is justice is coming, and we are bringing it.
Yeah.
Bring it!
That's the only way There will be any justice for Trayvon Martin and for our brothers and sisters, friends, children, neighborhoods, and communities. We must organize and enforce it. We must demand and bring justice ourselves in the streets and across this country. Be clear, inspire, defend yourself, fight oppression, and protect one another. And at the end, the fact remains that Trayvon Martin is dead, and our racist and justice system is alive and well. I want to finish not saying rest in peace, Trayvon Martin, because there is no peace if there is no justice. But I want to say rest in power, Trayvon Martin.
And when I start reading, maybe I'll give you a system.
It is an honor to be here.
It's an honor to be here. I'm originally from the Kingdom of Lesotho, a country in Southern Africa. I was part of the anti-apartheid movement in that part of the world, so I learned very closely from Honorable Dr. Nelson Mandela. For me, standing here is part of a mission to continue spreading justice all over the world and to honor those leaders who've come before us who speak for justice using peaceful means. I'm standing here to speak on Trayvon Martin's death because I come from a culture where a mother is a mother for all children in the neighborhood. This is a very emotional subject for me because in this city, I got to witness police brutality against the Latino youth, against the black youth, and against white youth. But what makes this day particularly outstanding is that there's a disparity in terms of how the police express this brutality. The black youth experience more heat from the police than do their white counterparts. The Latino youth have felt as much heat as we have, as much heat as my sons have. I have to confess that coming from apartheid and having learned at a very young age that the United States was one of the countries that freed us from the hatred of the Boers, that I came to witness yet another circle of apartheid in the United States. And it has manifested itself in the past few days in the death of Trayvon Martin. I would like to extend my condolences to the Trayvon Martin family. I want to say to Trayvon's mother, your son is my son. And I'm sure of any other mother who has a black son, because we suffer one thing in common. We fear when nighttime comes, because we fear our children will run into the police. In the time that I've lived in this city, I have come to witness my own sons, my own blood, suffer in the hands of the police. I'm not here to complain, but I'm here to say we need to speak out against police brutality among the white youth, black youth, and the Latino, because giving them permission to do it to one group is permission to do it to whomever they run into. That is my plight. My grandmother used to say to me, finish crying so that you can work, so I'll do precisely that. The attitude of the police when Zimmerman shot and killed Trayvon renews concern for what I call the worth of a black male, the worth of a black human being. What is the worth of a black male? Can somebody tell me?
white male counterparts is well documented. What's more, like I've already told you, I have witnessed these disparities firsthand in my own family. Because you and I have watched police devalue lives of our youth, as they did in Trayvon Martin when he was shot, in their reluctance to arrest the man who shot him. I would like to share a word of tribute to you. It's a tribute to cop-like men like Zimmerman who kill our youth, to police officers who undermine the value and integrity of black males, and to mothers who chose to give birth to a black boy. And to mothers who gave birth to a black boy, this is not a grammatical error. I know the English majors here, mothers giving birth to a boy. There's problems with parallelism there, but the issue is when one black boy suffers, we all suffer. That is why we are gathered here. When one black boy bleeds, another is bleeding, and the other is waiting to bleed. And I'm going to read this to you. I don't know whether you are a Zimmerman type cop or whether you're a black mother or a black youth, but it's for you to figure out. But here is what I have to say to you. You saw your reward from a distance and chose the black boy for delivery, a punching bag for little police and a frame for their overtime pay. You thought you broke waters. Yet, no, the dangerous little black boy remained. Instead of breaking rigid frames that trapped your son, you chose breaking waters and kept silent. Your child subject to search without warrant before, while you were carrying him, before he was born, when he was born, after he was born, and throughout his entire life. A mother, you, a creator of extra hours for police looking for black little boys. Defend your marrow, defend your bone, your blood spilled in hospital bed and by police knuckles. Defend your son. They know no way to handle a heavy-set, dangerous man looking like he's wearing a hoodie and about to eat Skittles. This is the name of your child. You might as well call him it. Arise. Stand your ground. Demand that police all over the U.S. show as much reluctance in arresting your children. The same reluctance they showed when they were supposed to arrest Zimmerman. Demand the same. Arise. NAACP of Utah, arise. Right. Utah police continue to frame our black youth for fictitious crimes. Arise. Today we talk about Trayvon Martin, but I'd like to take this opportunity for us to place emphasis on our Latino youth daily harassed by the local police, our black youth constantly harassed by the police. This is the time to act. I hope that Trayvon Martin's death is not going to leave us angry and bitter and without action, but instead propel us to demand justice and to demand that police be accountable for every youth, black, white, or Latino whom they arrest, because that was their approach to Zimmerman. And so we demand. Thank you.
I'm so happy everyone is gathered here this evening. Like he said, I was asked at the last minute. I am not a speaker. This is totally out of my norm. But I can tell you what I am. I am a mother. And I'm a black mother. Amen. Amen. And most of all, I'm a very concerned citizen. My background, I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. I was born and raised in Idaho, but my parents left an area which was the South. So I would not have to be subject to anything anything like this. And I am so sad to say that not only am I being subject to racism, injustice, everything they fought for during the civil rights, and we fight for it now, my children are being subject to this. I'm a mother of a young 20-year-old black man. For people that are parents here, we have these words every time we have our children step out. Be safe. But as a black mother, when I say those words, I do not take them for granted. I'm just not saying these words. I am meaning these words. I am meaning these words till I'm about on my knees when my son, my children step out, my nephews step out. I had an incident here in Salt Lake City not too long ago with my nephew, pumping gas at night. The station was, the pumps were far from the station. And so he had to walk a distance to go make the payment for me. But as I'm watching him walk toward the station, I witnessed inside people shuffling around like they were scared or getting ready to do something. I'm like, what is going on? And then it dawned on me. It dawned on me. My nephew and my son were wearing hoodies. They were wearing hoodies. And so these people were in the store preparing for the worst, when all they wanted to do was pay for my gas. When my children step out, I don't take those words for granted, be safe. I get on my hands and my knees and pray for their safety. I get on my hands and my knees and pray when they walk through the doors. We as citizens need to ask, why? Why? When is it going to end? When? I'm sorry. We have a constitution set up for rights. People have rights to carry guns. People have rights to do so many things. Michael Vick went to prison for dogfighting. Someone else went to prison for shooting themselves. A woman down in Florida, protecting herself from her abusive husband, shoots in the air to defend herself. She gets 20 years. When is it going to end? What does Zimmerman get? A pat on the back and see ya. Oh, by the way, don't forget to pick up the guns that shot this young man. No. When is it going to end? Our Constitution, I'm here in Salt Lake listening to people walking in J.C. Penney's with guns. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we have that law, stand your ground. If something was to happen and someone was carrying a gun, rifle over their shoulders, they didn't like what I did or said, how am I supposed to defend myself from something like that? How? You tell me how. When is it going to end? We all need to learn how to live together, and we need to find a way to make this right. Justice, justice, justice for Trayvon.
Hello everybody, how everybody doing? I know everybody got off of work like me in school. I just want to thank you for 2013 to show that times have changed, and instead of just one African American person out here, it's all people, because we're all one nation under God, and no matter what God that you serve. And I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart, Trayvon's mother heart, Trayvon, everybody, because we all, as African American, we all know the system. The system I got a court case right here. The system has failed us, but I'm letting the system know it has not failed me, and I will stand and I will rise. And I'm so glad to thank all you people for taking all your time out, just like me too, And I wasn't coming, but God said to be there because we got to stand up. And I'm glad to see that it's a multiracial people, so they just can't say that it's all the black people that's hating on this because we're all mothers. I'm not a mother, but I have nephews that I have to watch because my sister died by the wayside. And we're all one nation. We have to look out for these children because the children is lost out there and they're on these drugs, and we need to save them and help them. Because if you really know kids that's on drugs, baby, you can. He wouldn't go to get no Skittles and no drinks if everybody know got kids that's on drugs, baby. He'd have been at the drug house. But I want to thank everybody. May God bless all y'all families, and thank everybody for coming out here and standing up. Because the world needs more people to stand up and let them know that we all have a voice. We all have a voice in any matter, in any court case. And this is the only case that was in the news these last past couple of weeks. It seemed like, but Casey Anthony and Jody Arias, baby, they was on for months and months and months. But this case was, you blink your eye, this case was here, and blink your eye, this case was gone. But we will not let these people take that boy's righteous from him and let him die in peace, in vain. We're going to fight and fight and fight until the truth will prevail.